Hello everyone. Thanks for joining during this unexpected live. You know, I thought I can just better try today. So I've made an entire dripping installation, which I'm quite proud of, to be honest, since it's working. Pigment number is in the bottom of the screen. It is NY20 for Indian yellow. And that stands for natural yellow 20, I'm sorry. Meaning Indian yellow. If you're familiar with pigment codes, you know that is genuine Indian yellow. It's been lovely weather here as well today. That is still a little bit too hot. I want to let it cool down a little bit more. Let me have a look. Maybe I can. Just letting it cool down a little bit more before I'm going to add this. I have 4 solutions that I will add today. 5 by the way. There's one actually already in the dripper, which I'm going to try out for the first time. Well, I've obviously tried it out, but not in action while making a pigment. Oh, that is actually ultramarine green, if I'm right. Yeah, that's ultramarine green. A very blue green, if I'm being very honest. Let's see how much of this exactly we have. Should be 10. That is definitely 10. Okay, let's see if I take this away, if it still cools down or if it heats up again. I want it to be as stable as possible. Okay. All right. This is a solution that kind of breaks it up a little bit, but I won't dump it in, but I can do it a little bit quicker. Than the other. Okay. With every addition, I will test it with a pH strip. I have a digital pH meter, but this liquid is, I don't know, is not reading it well. All right, so I know where we're starting. Now let's place this thing into action and see what it will do. Let's have a look. Let's get this thing out of the way a little bit. There we go. So interestingly, I'm gonna kill the lights again. This is glowing a rather nice orange. You can especially see it on the top camera here from above. A rather bright orange, so that's good. And every drop that goes in should, I think, give a yellow. Why isn't it working now? Oh, it's too... There's still air in it, so the air needs to come out. Let me have a look how I can do that. Can we get the air out manually? I think that was it. Yes, that was it. All right, so let's check again. Where is the, if that lights up yellow? A little bit. But it's not as aggressive as the other buffer that I used. Super Doom King, welcome. Is it the yellow? I think that's just, or the yellow. I think that's just the condensation. So it was just too much air in there. There we go. It's way less of a aggressive reaction as the other thing, as the other solution had. So I'm kind of happy with that, but also don't really see it becoming yellow that much. I did see a reaction here. But it's not as much. So maybe being patient now is even more important, but I will probably do the rest of it manually, because this will take too long if I do everything like this. What is the temperature? That's good. Okay, I will wash it down a bit with just some regular demineralized water. Well, Rick, I used the wrong buffer. And that actually stabilizes, that actually wakes up the color and stabilizes the color later on. And I used one that evaporates with all the rest of the liquid when I let it dry, which really sucked, because I put in a lovely orange yellow pigment in my drying cabinet, and I took out some mustardy brown flakes, which really was a shame. Let's just quickly test what the pH is right now. Okay, that's not bad. A lot quicker than I thought it would be. Gulchen, welcome. Oh, it wasn't nice. It wasn't really what I wanted. Oh, there's the yellow. It's slimed up against the side of the beaker. In that case, let me have a look. Let's see if I can move this up a little bit more so we can have the entire thing visible here as well. There we go. Alright, I'm going to take this thing out, by the way. Temperature is stable now. So, there we go. Right, so we're still not at the point that it's forming a gel, at least not everywhere. Well, you can put your autocorrect in. I don't know what you're working on, but it can auto detect, or it can. You can switch languages. I also want to know what the color is doing under UV, but I've seemed to lost my... Oh, there it is. Still orange? It is still orange. Interestingly, it doesn't stay orange. But, you know, instead it does that. This is orange, by the way, more orange than I've had it before, so this is good under UV, obviously, because here it does nothing. I think about 18 hours. This phase, it's been doing this for 18 hours. So I started with that yesterday morning. And then I didn't know what I did wrong yet. I found that out this afternoon. Otherwise I would have made the same mistake. Right now I'm already doing it better. At least I'm doing it in such a way that this won't happen again. Mr. Pigments, welcome. So we're probably just on the border of it going jelly, or more jelly, forming strings of gel. But this is taking more time than the other stuff. Which kind of is a shame. I wished the solution I had now just worked a little bit quicker. But it's staying in way longer now. So if I give it another drop there, you see how long those pieces just float around. I feel the gel that is being created right now is also a little bit more orangey, but that's just something I'm hoping as well. Fat Filbert, welcome. The liquid is starting wobbling as well, meaning things are happening. I'm expecting it to give that, you know, reaction that one that we had before any moment now. I love the variety of backgrounds everyone has, or experiences at least. And Iceland. No, you've said that before, I think. Come on. That should have definitely done something, right? I want to say not even close, but not too far away. So the pH is neutral now. Trying to gently lift it with this solution. A solution that forms solids, so the pH will stay higher. I've forgotten to reply, I think. Oh no, I had an email from Mel. I asked her if she had pH strips, and she actually bought them. I think I really forgot to reply. I'm so sorry, Mel, if you hear this. I will reply directly after this live stream. And she measured her the cakes of Indian yellow that she had, which at a high pH. It doesn't gel. It also doesn't really become a deep yellow. I am a little bit worried, guys. Maybe it doesn't gel, by the way. I mean, maybe this fixes that issue as well. That would be awesome, though. But it also would be awesome to, you know, if you can just be more yellow, and preferably a dark orange yellow instead of a mustard. Yes, I'm talking to a solution here. To a liquid. Oh, I hear the magnet making a little noise, meaning it's getting more resistance. And there forms the gel. Okay. So, last time it was from this, it went to that amber kind of looking gel, those chunks of amber like gel. And from that it went to a mustard yellow liquid. Right, so we don't have to see a warm yellow liquid yet. And there is the iridescence, kind of weird. Yes, now it's, oh yeah, it's becoming thick, and yes, okay. 3D printer is ready. All right. So all the right reactions are taking place. Am I going to take out the magnet already? Maybe I'm not. Yeah, it's just every drop makes a new formation of gel. So it becomes messier, thicker. But in all honesty, it's really less of a mess than it was with the other stuff. I mean, probably spoken too soon. Ian, there must be something that in your life that isn't, you know, worth telling, or just, you know, being quite plain or something. Have you eaten the same thing every day for your entire life or something like that, you know? It's a very satisfying part, nonetheless, this. Santrua, welcome. Is it already yellow? It is yellow. It's definitely, it's not orange anymore. It's now becoming yellow. Not highlighter yellow, though. Not yet. Oh, it sounds exciting and beautiful. And a little bit of scary. It's definitely coming alive. Those strings, by the way, are a very bright and deep yellow. Still leaning mustard, but maybe it's just the hope that I have that makes me think that looks better than what I had, but I think it looks better. Already setting this in place. No, I think that was perfect timing. You see those needle-shaped gel forming. This is that's a good start. That's a very good start. Also, that's still spinning. That's still turning with the magnet. I'm really, really, really surprised because of that. And instead of inwards, it goes outwards now, which is also interesting. Here you see how, like, that iridescent quality I was talking about. I think you can see it at least. it almost stops. It doesn't. Weird enough, because I think it is really sticky. Let's check the pH again. If I can, with this stuff. It's really hard with this stuff. I think we're a bit too low still. That's with the UV light on. I actually don't want to. There's no way. Can you see this? No, you can't. Oh, why can't? Yeah, you can. I think. There. You see how orange that looks? That side over there. Hopefully I just didn't put in too much stuff right now. I don't think I did. It's just underneath that top layer. There's definitely orange there, instead of just that highlighter yellow. This forms a crust already. What is this? What is this sorcery? Is that just a UV? I think, in all honesty, I think I won't add any more. It's staying. It's moving still. It keeps moving. That's what I wanted to say. Let's mix everything in. Let's see what this does. It's actually not too bad at all. That is a warmer yellow than that bright highlighter yellow we've seen so far. This camera really sucks right now, but I think I won't higher the pH anymore. So we don't need this. I thought, you know, we might needed the little blender again. That's a good thing, we don't. But I will be using the dripper right now. Let's pour this in. There we go. Let me have a look at the steps. I don't want to make mistakes. Let's have a look. Where are we? We are with the. I've done that. Yes, I have done that. Okay, I think I will start adding it. I will start dripping it in. For me, this is actually very exciting. Let's just show everyone that I'm actually dripping it in. As you see, the drops are actually forming and giving us more yellow. Oh, this camera is at it again. Why is it? Maybe it's the cable, I don't know. Let's just... maybe that helps. I think it's the cable. Oh, now it's solidifying. You see this? Yeah, now the magnet doesn't work anymore. No, I get that. This is the weirdest stuff ever. It's forming a skin. On like this side, it looks like it's wrinkled. I wasn't joking. Maybe I should just start stirring it in a different way. Let's see if I can get the magnet out still. Can I? Of course we can't. Oh, okay. That is terrible. This also stopped because of it. That's still on. Probably some air. Yeah, it was air. This is weird because what I'm adding right now actually made it go from gel to liquid again last time. that's not working. I'm still going to take the magnet out though. Probably it would be so much more convenient if you can just turn the magnet off instead of having to do this. Where is it? There it is. Okay, quickly still go for the blender option. If that's possible together with the dripper. Hopefully it is. I really hope it is. Yeah, but the magnet that is in that little in this table in this setup, that is way too strong for a magnet on a regular magnet on the stick. Let me just put it like that. Can we just do it like this? And that we can't. Oh no. Okay. I'm not panicking. You are. Now we need to do it like this. Here, I'm just going to put it like this. So this is a mess. And it looks more disgusting than ever. It has a lot of fluorescence though. I'm just hoping that it will just turn everything. This is just the skin of the rice pudding, yeah. But just that. I'm just going to turn the beaker. Why is it not liquefying again? Why am I going to put the dripper off right now. You're going to put on hold. My apologies. We're first going to let this properly mix. If that's possible. It's for this very reason that I wanted to go live, so I could just, you know, that I have everything on camera for myself. What is the pH of any liquid I'm measuring right now? That can be higher as well. I don't want that because that makes it more sticky. Also more yellow. And damn, this is just disgusting. I'm sorry for this. Hopefully it's making a beautiful pigment one day. Hoping it is this day. Oh, I'm not quite sure about that. Well, I have to let this drop in though. Let me have a look if I can position this in a bit of a different way. I think I can. So let's turn that on again. Yeah, I like the marmalade better too. This looks like your sandwich or your toast with marmalade came out after a night of way too much drinks. I don't know, I don't think the other thing that we made was very appealing though. It had this kind of stage as well, but it was more of a, you know, the translucence and that warm yellow that was definitely do whatever you must, Ian. I mean, this won't be going anywhere. Not quite sure if I like this method so much though. But anything's better than, you know, what happened today with the pigment that I took out. I mean, I really didn't like that. It was so a dull, brownish version of this even. And I added the buffer again, then it became a bright orange, and I swatched it, and it just became this. This is genuine Indian yellow, by the way, and these are 2 dots of concentrate, but this was my first swatch that I made of the liquid, and it came out like this, and you know, all the yellow has gone. Then I swatched this, that turned out beautifully orange. I have a picture of it, or a warm yellow, not orange. Oh well, it was a different piece of paper, but so this was without the pH buffer, and this was with it, and I added a little bit more, and it became more yellow and more glowing and everything, and I thought, oh, it's fixed, and then it dried. I don't even know where that swatch is. Here it is. And then it dried, and it became exactly the same. It lost all its color again. So then I looked into the solution, the mix that I made, and the active component is evaporating with the pigment and with the paint as it's drying. So this is the first time I'm trying anything else here, and it's kind of scary because it's kind of disgusting. It's actually a lot of disgusting. Is there anything we can do about that? Just try to thin it up a bit. I just want it to become smooth again. Violet, welcome. It's so chunky. I built the entire contraption, by the way, for this as well. So this actually fits on it. I don't, with this color and this texture, no, Ian, no, just don't do those. Don't make those comments, okay? I mean, uncalled for. And how would you? I mean, I'm really happy with the automatic dropper, by the way. Where are we? Are we here? Yeah, I mean, to just show you, right? So I made this. This is just disgusting, and that is my contraption, which I just put duct tape on here, so you know, in case I spill any liquid, it looks messy, but it's sealed. It's a little motor that just lets a drop of liquid out there, and I used a pipette and a syringe there. And it is actually using a little computer that I bought 15 years ago for photography. So the only thing, you know, it does, it triggers this end here, and it has a delay of, you know, the second one I don't use, but I put 1 second delay here, and it does that 4 times, so 4 seconds delay. And it's open for 100 milliseconds there. So there you can adjust the size of the drop. So yeah. I'm happy with this contraption working for me. It's way easier to let it, you know, drop like this. It takes about 12 minutes for 10 milliliters. I just put in almost 30. And we have about 4 milliliters left. No more, there's 4 milliliters left here, but it's in the entire device. It's there as well. I mean, it's incredibly flaky, and I don't know if I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's not an easy thing at all. Let me have a look. What's this? Yes. Right. No, it's okay-ish. Right, I mean, so when I launch the software of this camera to focus it, will it start flickering? Yeah, it does. This is so weird. So it's just when it, you know, 2 pieces of software ask for the attention of the camera, then it will start. And now it's not focusing anymore, right? Of course it's not. Let's move this away a little bit. Well, you know what? There you go. I'm just going to put it so you can see it somewhere like this. In the meantime, I will measure some things out here. Let me have a look. What do I need again? 5 for 5%. No, we're not going for okay-ish. I mean, I've spent most of my life energy on my current life's energy on creating Indian yellow. I've built contraptions, invested in equipment that I can afford right now. No, I'm not giving up. And so far, I've done everything right with what I knew, and with the mistakes that I made, or the, anything that went wrong. I've learned from that. Yeah, that ornament thing, that was crazy. I don't know if I even need it right now. Let me have a look. If I do, it is weirdly looking. At the moment, but it is mustard again, right? So that's a good thing. Okay. Quickly washing it away with this. Should be helping, right? It is. It's not good yet. I totally agree with that. So the air should be gone right now, right? I mean, it fully lights up. But it doesn't light up orange. And I really hope with the orange glow that I had after 18 hours of the first stage, I really hoped that would have helped. How much milliliters do we have right now? It's only getting worse. F you, Ian. Thank you for your support. Really helpful. Okay, I can do this, I think, right now. Yeah, I can do this. I will do this. I have just done it already. Let's have a look if it actually moves. Yes, it moves. Okay, good. I mean, we're getting at a point where it's, you know, it's still chunky, but it's more like we had before. It's more, it's not mustard, it's more premature baby diaper. I'm speaking out of experience for my own kids. Also, it looks better from this angle, but that's because the vortex, like, is closer to this side. It's not fully in the middle, so it rushes really quickly, you know, past the glass. Where here it's a little bit slower, so you can actually appreciate the chunks better. You see what I mean? So when it's closer to the glass, you get a more even color instead of that chunkiness like this. Right, I'm going to check the pH again. Yeah, extra chunky. Looks lemony. It's a kind of a still lemon then, I think. But you might be right, because we need to add a little bit of the magic liquid. AKA the stuff that gives it the reaction to form color. And the stuff I'm adding right now actually binds everything together, but breaks down the color. So while that is being added into it, I need to add the other stuff into it to give it color back again. Because you can actually see it falling in. And when you're looking at it falling in, it is actually, it forms those gray dots you see over there. Looks like mold being dropped in. It's just white. It loses all the colors where it touches. So let me get this back. Yeah. And this is more like obvious, the difference than it was with the other buffer. So there's a lot of differences from liquid to liquid. But it's getting smoother. Or I'm just looking at the wrong side again. I'm looking at the wrong side. Right, yeah. What I do like, there's a lot of things going on in my head right now. Like I'm just thinking, trying to explain the changes, the differences. What I do like is that it is more solid than it was before, than it was the, you know, the overly liquid mustard that we had. I like that. Oh, we're on that level, guys. I'm sorry. Just noticed. And I mean, where are we? We are there. I think we can get rid of this one as well. Let me just test that out. Gunky gunky. Bloop bloop. Solids. A lot of solids. Come on. Work along. Come on, you can do it. I really hope it does, Gulchen. I really hope it does. Need to help it a little bit here. It stays rather chunky. A little bit more than I like, actually. It is becoming more of a smooth mustard again. I'm not quite sure if I like that actually. I like the fact that it, you know, the flakes and the more solids, it still has it. I mean, you can obviously see it's not smooth anywhere. But in all honesty, I'm really happy how this thing is working. It's literally working flawlessly. Well, I actually started with less water this time. If I add water, the ions, where everything kind of binds, because of those everything binds together, are more distributed, are less concentrated, meaning it would form, it would be harder to form. I do have, like, it's a, I've topped that off, like, there, and I added here, this is alcohol, just pure ethanol, which I can add because that kind of pushes things away instead of diluting it, making it looser as a liquid, but also making it easier for it to form the structure it needs. So if I want to loosen it up, I can do that. Adding more water means I'm just diluting it. And I don't want to do that. So right now, there I topped it off with a different liquid, with a mix. Now it's not white anymore as well here in the beaker. The drops aren't white because it's not that harsh of a reaction. But, you know, I looked up if all the all ingredients actually that I'm using, if they are, if it's suited to make a solution with them and the mixes that I made ready before the live stream with alcohol, you know, because that it mixes more evenly and it evaporates way quicker. But it's really not everything there was possible. To use that, unfortunately. Is it getting less? Yeah, it is still getting less. Okay, good. Mel, welcome. I started the stream with, or at least not at the beginning of the stream, I remembered I never replied on your email, but I did talk about it, about the pH levels. I'll send you a reply, but thank you very much for checking that out. I'm thinking here. Can we maybe... Let's see if this is going to work. Just making a quick salt mix here. Do I have the right salts? Oh, that's completely fine. This is basically, the entire thing went completely different than last time, so it's not the same. And I've built myself a little contraption where I have a dropper that drops in a drop of whatever solution I put on top of it every 4 seconds. So it's more controlled what I'm doing, but it's also doing completely different things than last time. Because I made a mistake when it came to the pH. I added a buffer that evaporates when the pigment dries, leaving behind a pigment with a low pH, losing all its color. And that same buffer, if I add that to the dry pigment, it gets the color back again, like it just magically gets color. But when you paint with it, it evaporates again and it loses its color. So it took me a long time to figure that out. But the yellow that dries is actually quite bright here. It's a really vivid yellow. I like that. Can go a little higher. So this is just a mix of different salts. But I remember last time I added the salts, it really kind of, the crystal structures were really aggressive in its formation. So I'm wondering what will happen here. I'm just going to wash away the last bit of liquid here. It needs a little bit of pressure from the top to properly drip through. So I'm just going to put this in there for that purpose. we can let it drip in a little bit quicker. Every second. Drop. To put it on its highest. Not terribly high, is it? I wanted higher. Oh. Just letting it go sit right now. Right, so right now we're at the level where just the salts are added. It's just the salts are just to kind of they're naturally in there. I mean, in the urine. And they sort of stabilize it. Oh no, trust me, watching paint dry is way quicker than this. Oh, trust me, Matthias, I know. That's what I want to say. This is just whatever is being added right now is to stabilize it. After that, it needs to mix for at least an hour so everything's fully incorporated. So I think this is about it for my live stream right now. We've reached a point where just the salts are being added right now. Color wise, I don't think anything will change. Let me just have a look where it is bright. It is. I don't think I've ever had it this bright though. I really don't think I've ever had it this fluorescent yellow. This is crazy. As you can see, that dark spot that is added is that's just demineralized water with salts, and it doesn't have color. Right, so that doesn't give a reaction. So, side view. There are some chunks still, and that also kind of is new. That they were left in there. That I don't know why. It has. I mean, if I turn it down, you see they're mostly long-shaped. But you know, it's not the crystals, because those are way smaller than this. But there are things that just haven't reacted, I think. Haven't mixed well, I don't know. Maybe that's the skin I added. Maybe I should have taken that out. Not quite sure. Anyway, just an update. I will let you know how things continue from here on. If there are any updates on this, I'll definitely let you know. I don't think there really are or will be, at least for the next 12 hours. So, I would like to thank everyone who is here right now for joining this live stream. I know it's been a bit of a same one. An equivalent to watch paint dry is a very right statement, I think. Matthias. For me, it's fascinating. It keeps on being fascinating because I've just changed one thing to the entire process, and it acted so differently than any time I've used these ingredients, the proper stuff. With the cheap stuff, I didn't have the problem of it losing color. That was because there was so much kind of fillers that there were more solids that kept the pH high. I made my point, I think. Now just we're needing to let this marry again, really fully incorporate, and then I think tomorrow I will pour it out and let it evaporate, hopefully. I think. Thank you so much, everyone, and like I said, I'll keep you updated. I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for joining. Bye, everyone.